welcome back to Mario and Luigi Month. RPGs somehow always produce memorable faces for us to remember. It's pretty much a rule. This rule is heightened to an art form with every member of this all-star cast. I don't hate any character in Mario and Luigi, but I do like some more than others. Sounds pretty simple, don't it? So let's see those fun fellas fly. Roll it! Number 10's probably not one you saw coming. Probably stemming from the fact alone that it's a very minor character, and only appears for one part of the game. But I think anyone who played Dream Team would relate to my choice here. So throughout the backstory bits, you hear about the two most important artifacts of the Pillow Civilization, the Dark and Light MacGuffins. So the Dark plot device was involved with the main villain. No shit. But what about the other one, the Dreamstone? Well, I think its purpose is retardedly obvious. But little did we know, it's not just a shiny block of exposition. At the end of Dreaming Dozing Sands, you run into a little figment of irony. The Dreamstone Spirit is basically just the Dreamstone with Google eyes on it. Where's the Rareware lawyers when you need them? Now don't be fooled by the name. This little shit is nothing like the Rock. Whereas tradition would make him say, "Oh great heroes, you must retrieve the sacred power." Oh, I can't guide you though, good luck. Like a baby from the ass of NYC, his first words kinda throw you off. Mama? Daddy? CG lips? No. Shut up. He says shut up. That's just brilliant. This little guy opens so many eyes. The conscious mind of an ancient, enigmatic artifact, and he talks like Rigby. This may have been an annoying character for some, but I could never shove away some tasty irony. Of course he still causes problems just because he exists. Just like his real self. I love how he avoids the problem at all costs, despite what he's supposed to do. Kinda like how the Zkeeper acts all,
"Broski, I kinda don't wanna do that."
But to me, this one little character was more memorable in the end. You just can't make him do shit. Stubborn little thing just wants to nap. Hell, the Drill Digger Giant battle only happened because he got pissy. My god. A based plot device. So guys, got a new Mario & Luigi game, huh? That's great. What's it called? Dream Team. Ooh, I like it. So I'll come over for some records, just like old times. What do you mean I won't want to? Yes, sir, I told you. That was a malfunction. I paid for his hospital bill. Okay, then give me one reason why I won't want to be in this game. Wanted Fawful and Dream Team? Yes. Yes, you did. Well, we've got our culprits. Something about this just foreplays with my funny bone. These guys called Huskies, whom were in Superstar Saga, come back 10 years later just to be there, but came with their big rigs. Big and little massive. The oddest heaps of mystery beef I think I've ever seen. I'm a beefless, chortling little bitch. So this is like the penultimate no-no. The ultimate one being to disclude these hilarious son-of-a-bitches. Pardon my judgment, but this to me looks like the result of a wacky one-night stand between the twirling Save Gyroid and Heavy. Go on ahead. Write your fanfics. One thing's certain. Shiggy delivered them. I don't know. Just a hunch. It's not stated up front, but it's clear these two are desert cacti from Mother Russia. You can't get tougher than that. You know, for two weirdos relentlessly spamming nostalgic reruns of Rocket Power, they're pretty goddamn hammy. They speak a nice language all their own, mad props, but it's all pretty nonsensical. Look, I know they're Russians, but don't tell me you guys can't use full sentences. Oh, you just don't wanna? Oh, fine. Fine by me. I want to drop this anvil on you. That okay? Why not? Making your own rules, surely I can. Thwomps away. I'll be right back with that 3-bean salad. No? Oh, okay. Weird as it may be, these guys rock. It made the long trek up Mount Paja a lengthy one, but so damn much fun.
Hello, Yellow.
What a cute wordsmith. Meet Starlow the Star Sprite, a big first for Minion in the Mario series. A spawn from the third game's Shining roster, this little bob-omb recolor is quite the pocket rocket. No, really, her design is just a gold bob-omb with the star halo on top. Oh, that's not all. She's got pretty eyelashes. Sounds pretty lazy when you stop googling the dungeon fodder. This is what happens when you take a twist with bomb production and substitute the gunpowder for cosmic sunny delight. Starlow is a ball of goddamn sunshine at the base of things. She's perky, she's generally very kind, and she just lightens whatever mood she's in the midst of. I don't know when's the last time I've liked a questly chaperone this much. When you play through these last two in the series, you start to notice something world-ending. Holy shit, this is a Mario game. There's a girl tagging with us that doesn't need rescuing. Fuck you, normal Mario plots. Certainly a fresh breath with all the stone silent trance we've been tasked with saving for the past third of the century. She talks. She does things for the plot. She helps Mario and Luigi. And unlike Peach, you cannot simply remove her, replace her with lots of skitty, and have it change nothing. She's necessary, acting as the control for many of the quirky things Mario and Luigi perform, and being my favorite supporting hero. But my favorite thing about Starlow is that she's actually very down to earth, despite the hovering. She's quirky, she gets mad, but enjoys helping her friends and to feel important. Not to mention she's chit-chatty as hell, and even gets Bowser to do what she wants. Hey, you know what? That's a girl. Actually reminds me a lot of my special one. A ditzy lass with a great sense of humor and stage presence. And, gotta admit, she's kinda cute. It's great how Alpha Dream reminded Nintendo that their ladies can talk, help out, do more than just fucking stand there. I know the parallels could be drawn to her being a clone of Goombella, but really, Starlow's fleshed out better than that. I think it's cool that they made Starlow strictly as a friend, never being tied into a love interest trope in any way. I really hope they keep this one around. Fuck it, have her replace Peach. She won't just stand there and take it, that's for damn sure. If you're like me, you're sick and tired of old icons being turned to modern works, and generally leading it to being just another clone of that icon. I know these are often intentional, but still, I came to you for your stuff, not a dead guy's. Antasma is what I call the finest interpretation of Dracula ever. I still remember back to when the leaks first revealed details on Dream Team's villain. It's a new villain. Wait, no shitting? Oh, he's Dracula inspired. Ugh. Come on, guys. Don't soil your villain lineup with cliches. So something like this, they're eventually gonna fall into the stereotyping, right? Gonna have him drink blood? No? Huh. I'll bet you they're gonna call him some shit like Count Vampire? No. Antasma? Well, he's gotta be given his own castle. No? Aha! Oh, it's Bowser's. Someone did it. Someone actually did it. Basing a character on Dracula, not resorting to any cliches, and made their own original interpretation of it. Atta boys! Once an ordinary bat native to Pillow Island, Antasma was created from a nightmare produced by one of the Pillow folk millenniums prior to the game's events. The bat fed off the essence of a bad dream, which turned him into a king among his kind. I personally like to think of Antasma as the antithetical persona of Fawful's villainy. He's taken as more of a fairy tale baddie, with grammatically proper mannerisms, and having a very simple way of plotting things out. He's relatively controlled in contrast. He doesn't necessarily take charge himself and trusts nobody because of his abilities. He actually seeks out cooperation. Clearly shown since he actually asks for Bowser's alliance, rather than forcing him to do his bidding. That's definitely different. But what's cool is that he treats Bowser with respect, and never tried to overthrow him once. He looks badass, and his design shows inspiration from all over. But what really sells it for me is the ambiguity. While he does have a firm enough backstory, we don't really know what happened in that nightmare he was spawned from. He could possibly be linked with a power more ancient than anything we've seen. Perhaps he's linked to the Dark Star because of that? He could be Kekleta's ancestor. The beauty of this is that he could be almost anything from the past, or even recent history. Makes you wonder. Don't tell me you forgot Popple. That's a mistake, see? Relish in the Capona persona! What a jeery chunk of the fitting pie. Popple is one sneery little jerk-off, stupid enough to pick the role of Bean Burglar. All of his mishaps are relevant to his admittedly pointless role in the narrative. When has the puny little thief trope ever had significance to villainy? Never! And they know that to their damnedest of heart. Personally, I enjoy this archetype. Alpha Dream's little take on it just makes me smile. I can draw parallels from all over, but he's akin to the role of Junior Troopa from Paper Mario. A little nuisance that feels the need to stick his nose into your business, resulting in multiple scrapes with him. Why? Who cares? More experience! The key difference lies in trickery. Popple's really stupid on the surface, but lucky him swayed an amnesiac Bowser to his side. Gets points for manipulation, no matter how easy it probably was. Makes Popple an all-around larger threat than his storybook counterpart. Just the fact that he convinced the big bad Bowser to do what he says, that's some tasty irony. Popple's got a hefty chunk of junk at times. Brave enough to mouth off to the bros, and often swipe their hammer mid-battle. He's all attitude, frankly. He's got more C's in him than the Spaniards swarming my last report card. Or maybe he's selling the chocolate. Also, there's not much shadow to you at all, eh, buddy? Popple made for a fun character. He's funny, has some good fights in him, and I don't know, he's just got some great stage presence. Watch those mushrooms next time, Joey. Like it or not, all of us need someone to rely on. Friends, family, someone's probably gonna type my hand down below. But outside that, we all need a doctor to count on. If I'm not being suffocated with mega vitamins, wishing I paid for chainsaw repellent, or raping my E-key, I've got my insurance straight on Toadley. There's a lot of Toad characters in general throughout all of the Mario games, but this guy has always been my favorite. Wondering if he has any damn legs or not, this is an MD that shouts "fuck you" to the art of traditional doctoring. Atop the weird getup, Toadley has an interesting method of handling his patients. See any stethoscopes? Popsicle sticks? Nurse's phone number? Not one bit. He don't need that shit. Instead, he paints himself as the source of remedy, not his tools, by administering the overused fortune teller gimmick. Great, you gonna tell me about that fish I gotta catch in 7 years? Ray! Oh, that's your diagnosis. Okay, that's awful weird, but whatever, you're the doctor. Although we never see him cure anything with this masterful strategy, it's a good component for some funny writing. Dr. Toadley's dialogue is unique. His quotes are handled the normal way, in the first person, but it still feels like there's some second person to it. He's an inquisitive little fucker, pretty much starting every other sentence with a question. But rather than awaiting a response from someone else, he figures that he has no need for Mario's genuine social grace. He answers his own questions. Constantly. Is that some cray-cray shit? It is. Could Dr. Toadley be insane? He could. I just love the way this guy acts. In tune with this crystal thingamafucker, he thinks he knows everything. Often I wonder if he realizes there are others right in front of him. He's always stuck in this funny little world of his. When he does pay attention, this dude is full smartass every bit of the way. His prescription is mostly exposition, but it was handled in a fun way. Give us this clown of a medic, and just write some funny jokes. Frankly, that's more than I can ever ask for. Now we just need hooch. The epic yes. Take 2 with dinner. Not that it's a staple found only in this series, but Nintendo's got somewhat of a hard-on for turning everyday or common objects and making them into characters. For some reason. Honestly, it's not an idea to dismiss entirely. A human is only going to be so fun for so long. Sometimes doing something else, no matter how dumb it sounds, can work well. And that's quite lucky for the next contender, as it's made from something Mario sees and destroys every damn second. Meet Brickle, the most lovable and most tempting block to bust open. Why? Well, frankly, Brickle is an asshat. When you first meet him, he goes to the greatest of lengths to not only avoid the issue, but also to pester the shit out of the bros, outright refusing to hand over Dream's pillow just cause he thinks he's entitled to it. Like, wow. I'll give you 7 tries to spell diva. Yeah, I can't do it either. Okay, so can you just give me the damn pillow? Oh, you're gonna make me work for that shit? What kind of RPG is this? Ordinarily, I would say this guy's pretty unlikable, but the writers fortunately paid attention a little better than that. Thankfully, he's given the proper punishment, though not too bad. I love that little touch. Felt a lot like a good SpongeBob episode. Brickle develops in a subtle fashion, where he realizes you're some others that he can trust, eventually acting decent, and then turning himself into a complete joker. What kind of supervisor dons an Easter Bunny getup just to get himself a mascot? Only the best. It's at this point where he's evolved to full comic relief. I'm not kidding. That bunny cosplay shtick Brickle does is some of the funniest shit I've seen in a while. Just, lordy, give the boy a tip. Dream Team loyally stuck very close to the two Palookas in character, oddly. Mario is Maximum Mario, which I'm always happy to see. And Luigi, well, he's a whole nother stand-in. I know it was called Year of Luigi, but damn it, Alpha Dream. You drove the nail through hell and back. I think it's safe to assume we've all had that kind of dream. You know, the kind that has you as some super powerful titan or a master of all happenings. Be it common or rare, it's all happened to us before. Well, whatever you've dreamt up in the past, Luigi has you beat by a 45-meter hammer. The name is pretty silly, but regardless, it's a massive expansion to him. Dreamy Luigi is basically the little bro's subconscious guise. He's Luigi, but in the dream world. None of your Inception jokes work on this beast. While asleep, Luigi has a domain he can call his own. You know what that means, right? Yeah, you do. Welcome to Luigi's world. This has to be the most over-the-top insanity I've ever seen. Take any of the power Mario has showcased over the years and pelt it with Chaos Emeralds. Just... And no, this is actually real, guys. The bulk of what Dreamy Luigi is all about is that he's the entire essence of the game. Some might call it omnipotence. It's free, non-toxic, and one tanky grade of nightmare repellent. The advent of this incredible new personage allowed the Green Thunder to unravel like never before. As they fight side by side on this journey through the lofty realm, we discover the secret to Luigi's inner livelihood. Why does Luigi put up with forever being player 2? Because he loves his brother. All he's ever wanted was to be with Mario, to help him, to fight with him, even when he doesn't need it. His older brother gives him strength, gives him hope, and makes him happy.
Are you sobbing, my lord?
Yes! That's so beautiful. This is a layer of development I'm certain nobody expected. But in the end, it made me even happier to be battling with them together. Don't you ever go telling me Mario characters never develop. Because, even within dreams, the meaning remains real. Luigi and Mario never let each other go. It was very difficult deciding on the two runner-ups, as both are imperative staples to the entire franchise, let alone the spin-off series. But you can never have enough of Bowser. Bowser is best waifu. Shove off, ladies! Oh lord, hide your kitchens. Throw down the red carpet and watch it combust! The king is here! Bowser! Frankly, I grow tired of people calling Bowser a lame villain. Bowser himself is the grand forerunner of every video game villain, so show some goddamn respect. Yes, a huge rep doesn't mean everything, but I assure you, this king roars for himself. I'll always enjoy Bowser's classic villain role in the main series, but his pages in the RPGs are something else. Instead of the straight-up endgame boss he usually is, they experiment a lot with Bowser here, largely taking on the role as a reluctant anti-villain on levels comparable to Wario. He's there to do what he wants, but is entirely capable of helping with the right twists given. As cool as that sounds, it's even more so when you play through these games. Out with the D-grade fairy tale plot number 11,000, and in with an actual character. It's here where you start to realize that Bowser is a remarkably lovable character indeed. Every line he speaks is studded with finite gold, leading him to be what I deem the second funniest character in the whole saga. I tell people all the time, you can't honestly expect this guy to be all serious villainy. Bowser is a cretinous clown, and these games really make that apparent. It's like every scene he's in, something quirky is leaving his mouth. If not that, he's constantly subject to offbeat mishaps beyond his intention. He kinda reminds me of Tom from Tom and Jerry. Bowser makes me laugh hard, and I mean hard. Atop all sides, there's no stopping this beast. Endless funny moments, pure plot relevance, and he's a hellish opponent, often lending his shape and might for the game's final fight, and reigning supreme with this kick-ass, intuitive battle system on the trilogy mark. The execution of Bowser's role here is superb. They kept his potent villainous potential, made him a sightly pleaser to the crowd, without without ruining his character, which is not only an underrated endeavor, but it works beautifully for every fan of his. I understand growing numb to his main series presence, but it's a light in the sky here. I cheer for this guy every step of the way. Who else? I'm loving that face. You'll be showing it again later too. Be it through the myriad of custom-made avatar icons, or just posing as an omnipresent force in the library of uploads. Some way, somehow, this beanish maniac always remains my internet ringmaster, and it's impossible to not see him on this channel. But why? Why am I so quick to immortalize such a bizarre, unorthodox little cretin? We know of the cult following he's attained, and that he has a #1 fan, but for the amount of times you see him over my voice, you've never heard me give a reason. Why would I surrender myself to such a character? What's my reason? Well, to tell you the truth, it's not entirely for the same reasons everyone else likes him. Well, here, let's start from the beginning. For every character written up, you can generally find a single, accurate adjective to sum them up in a clean slate. They're defined as such because it's usually easy to keep up with them and fully grasp the character. But this is the most erratically colored horse ever digitized. Fawful is such a manic, far-off-the-wall being, even the supercomputers aren't computing it. Right as you see him, it's an immediate what the fuck. Who's this weirdo? Why can't he talk normal? And was I supposed to bring ketchup with me? Out of all the text they give the characters, they fiddled all the absolute priceless into this here goon. I couldn't even imagine what this guy thinks while talking. He's a bottomless cache of comically delicious food-themed metaphors. I mean, wow! Not even the cheesiest TV show chefs of all the 90s could keep up. These jokes would be completely stupid and pointless, but he weaves them all together with the happenings of the plot and how he's feeling. There's a hidden picture if you so desire to look, so it's actually perfectly relevant. He acts and talks like no other, and I'd gladly call him the funniest of all antagonists. But other than the baddie behavior he enjoys conjuring up, those silly Iron Chef jokes, and the pants-pissing, creepy vibe of his chronic grin, there's one more extraordinary trait that Fawful possesses, and it's something I don't think anybody else appreciates. I understand that the ridiculous dialogue can be distracting, but I think it distracts everyone too much, because nobody seems to realize how prominent and successful this villain has become. I mean, ponder exactly what this figure has done and has been through. Originally being casted as a lowly minion, Fawful was never truly second banana. Think back to the original. Who stole Peach's voice? Who destroyed the Koopa Cruiser? Who put the supposed main villain on life support, giving Bowser titties? And who survived a fatal fall into the abyss? Fawful. Fast forward to Partners in Time, where he hides away from civilization, building up all his resources as a sewer hermit. And then finally, to the trilogy's end, he emerges as the main villain. A full-on mastermind that usurps the entire kingdom with all his enemies stomped into it. The whole voyage this villain has endured is prolific, giving an all-new layer to the villain artistry. For a talented grunt, whom willingly served his mistress to evolve into the franchise's most formidable overlord, is something I can't describe. And you know what? To think, he did all this by himself. Never once did he rely on another figure naturally stronger than him. He rose up and tore through the defenses using his mind, patiently plotting his return for half a decade in the sewers, and kept his plan strong by manipulating all his enemies. Don't you realize how rare this is? For a villain to work his way up to the top as a frail weakling and actually getting this far ahead by himself is simply innovative. There's been evil geniuses before Fawful, for sure, but never has such a case been so potent. He's not just an evil inventor, but he also he fucking earned his belated status of Dark Lord, which is often something a tyrant gets just because he's the bad guy, never because he develops as a villain. It's insulting to think how such an innovative baddie is never placed above even the most basic of our day, and how even the most minuscule side characters are given more exposure. It pisses me off. In both writing and design, Fawful is honestly the most well-developed, most entertaining, coolest looking, and most impressive antagonist I've ever seen. and that welds the door shut forever. Nothing about him is underplayed, and his immortal status in this sub-series makes him one of the most important figures in the franchise. Step down, Rosalina. That's not your seat. I'm his loyal minion, and don't you ever forget him.
Ugly, brother!